we actually got to work on our short film on site at Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California.
What I'm doing a lot of right now, a little bit of ADR stuff, a little bit of reverb stuff, like here's some fill that makes it feel a little bit more organic.
And by pure coincidence, it was the very day Disney celebrated its 100th anniversary. Are you kidding me? So what does the process of making a short film look like? Recently our team made a short film called The Jukebox, and we're fortunate that it's been an official selection in several film festivals around the world. This even includes Academy Award qualifying festivals, and it's also picked up a few awards along the way. You can check out our full short film in the link in the description below. Now, just a quick note. There are countless paths to creating a short film, but we want to give you an insider's look in what worked for us. We hope you find it interesting and perhaps even resourceful if you're considering making a short film yourself. And before we dive in, feel free to subscribe to our channel and follow us at unrivaled.films on Instagram. Unrivaled Films is a production company that I co-own with my good friend Jeff Schaefer.
Hey there, Johnny boy.
Hi Jeff. Check out some of the links below and see some of the work. So, what's a short film? According to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, it's an original motion picture that runs no more than 40 minutes.
That's less time than it takes me to find my keys in the morning.
Dad joke.
Now, why choose a short film over a full feature? The number one reason is finance. Making a full-length feature can be like asking for a mortgage.
I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Whereas a short is often a little more budget-friendly. Our team has a lot of experience on various types of video projects, but we wanted to dive more into the narrative world. And going the short film route felt right, considering we didn't have a ton of reps in this genre. But with that being said, flashback about 10 years ago, I actually did make a short film with one of my best friends, Brett Ramker, who also served as the post-production supervisor on The Jukebox. Brett and I made the entire film for under $500. My roommate at the time was the lead actor, and he was surprisingly fantastic. Overall, the film turned out solid, and there was definitely room for improvement on my end, but it made appearances in some smaller film festivals, and it became something that would ultimately become a great foundation for us in our careers. And I also think that knowledge absolutely helped us going into the making of The Jukebox. So what really pushed Jeff and I to make the short film was our idea. And the idea Jeff and I had for this particular film project was deeply personal for us. A few years ago, Jeff unfortunately lost his mother after a long battle with cancer. And not long after, I lost my uncle, who I was incredibly close with, to ALS. My uncle never had any children, but treated his nieces and nephews as if we were his own. One of my fondest memories I share with my uncle was when we were around his jukebox. And when my uncle passed, he left the jukebox to me in his will, which meant the world to me. Together, Jeff and I drew from our shared experiences and began outlining a father-son story. The outline proved invaluable, serving as a roadmap for developing character dialogue and detailed elements of the script. For script writing, we used Final Draft, which is a tool recommended by our producer, Brent Kunze.
Hello, friends.
Once we had a script, we made a few small revisions, and we went through and began to break down the scenes. Jeff, Brent, and myself determined that we could film the entire short in a total of 5 days. Most of us would be volunteering our time, since this was something we all wanted to do. Jeff and I would be co-directing the film and would also handle the editing after we completed the filming process. Since we own a production company, Jeff and I handled all of the funding for this project ourselves, and we did this by using the profits from our recent projects to cover the entire cost of the short film. Next, we needed to find actors. And quite honestly, I was super nervous about this part. And fortunately, after reaching out, we were referred to a casting director named Kelly Stahl. With her impressive theater background and extensive network, she held virtual auditions and introduced us to some fantastic actors.
Hi, I'm Harrison Fowler.
The cast we ended up with exceeded our expectations.
There's so many great things out there for you.
You know he loved you, don't you? And that might be the kindest thing I've ever heard.
Kelly also helped secure our extras. She truly was a blessing on this project. As we moved forward, we refined the look and feel for each scene. We were fortunate to have Joseph Beckham as our director of photography.
Happy holidays, Johnny! Go hug a cactus!
What in the chicken fried circus peanuts is this?
Leave me.
We decided to shoot the film on our Alexa mini camera, which we owned alongside Joe, with him behind the lens for nearly every single shot. Brent collaborated with Illumination Dynamics, a lighting company that is in Charlotte, that we regularly work with to secure a Fisher dolly and all of the necessary lighting for the film. Fisher dollies are perfect for achieving those long, smooth movements that elevate a film's visual appeal, so we were really happy we got that. Next, we needed to find locations. We searched exclusively around Charlotte, and we required 2 house locations. We wanted a modern-looking house, and we also wanted one that looked like it was from the 1990s. A classic church, and then also a doctor's office. So we then turned to word of mouth. Thanks to Joseph's connections, we secured the church location, and Kelly discovered an art studio that we converted into a doctor's office. For the two houses, we scouted each location and received permission from the owners to film there. With locations checked off and what felt like a never-ending list at times, we also gathered essential props.
Our Swiss Army knife, Micah Goodwin, who wore many hats on set as the assistant director and VFX artist, also took on the role as art director and helped with props.
We even got a coffin for a funeral scene that Micah painted and touched up after it had been sitting in an outdoor Halloween setup for years. It was definitely gross when we got it.
Stinky.
And side note, just try looking up a coffin on Facebook Marketplace sometime.
Okay.
Maybe don't do that.
Noted.
We also worked with actors on the wardrobe. We found an amazing makeup artist, Ella Missenheimer, who was crucial for creating different ages needed for our characters, especially since we had a lot of age gaps in our different scenes. Now, for our short film, The Jukebox, there still was one essential prop needed: the jukebox. We debated various options, knowing we needed it to function or at least give the illusion of it working. I initially considered using my uncle's jukebox, which we feature at the very end of the credits. However, since it held sentimental value, I didn't want to risk it getting damaged on set, and we aimed for a jukebox that was visibly operated. Fortunately, we found a suitable option in Myrtle Beach, a few hours from the location in Charlotte, North Carolina. This vintage jukebox had the exact look we desired. It played for about 30 seconds before shutting down, but it could be reset. It was a time frame that we could definitely work with, and Micah took charge and made this old jukebox shine on screen.
Dude, I was sanding a coffin like 2 days ago.
As filming approached, Jeff, Brent, and I created a detailed breakdown of our daily shooting schedule, all carefully timed up to keep us on track. A few days out, the cast and some of the crew members gathered for a table read on Zoom, and with all the preparation coming together, we began to feel pretty confident about the film.
So that's the end. You guys did so good. I know it's just a read, but like, it's really good.
Then it was time to film. Now, the first day on set can be super nerve-wracking.
Hey, Jukebox. How you doing?
There's a million things going on right now.
What are we doing here?
We're going to take off some mounting hardware so that we can hopefully get it nice and flush with this alien tape. Just trying to get rid of this line right here. Yeah, pretty close.
Okay, day one, principal cinematography.
Yep.
What's happening?
Well, we're shooting a delivery scene right now. Lots of things moving. I slept here last night, so I'm very tired, but we're hanging in there and it's going well.
For the entire process, we were so lucky to have been surrounded by such an incredible team. From Joseph and Kelly, our first AC Chris Lomatire, to Micah, Uzi, Brett Ramker, Alex Greenberg, Josh Reck, Adam Hummel, Ella Missenheimer, Kane Tucker, Derek Javon, and our lighting crew, Darius Evans and Caleb Hyatt. It all felt like a well-oiled machine. And to alleviate any pressure, while Jeff and I filmed with the crew in one room, Brent, Darius, Caleb, and Josh were busy setting up in the next space as long as sound permitted. Brent also ensured smooth logistics by sending out call sheets every night, keeping the cast and crew informed about when to arrive on set and what the shooting schedule looked like. As co-directors, Jeff and I have a lot of experience together. Having collaborated for several years, when we're filming on site, he and I usually watch the scenes together and then discuss what's working and how we can enhance them. Meanwhile, Joseph, our DP, and Chris, our AC, worked together to create stunning visual movements. Witnessing everything coming together was exhilarating, and when it worked, it was a thing of beauty. And fortunately, that was the case for us on this set. As we wrapped on the final day, it was time to move to post-production.
That's a wrap.
Jeff and I dedicated a considerable amount of time during this phase. Meanwhile, Micah addressed the VFX needs for the mic pack removals, reflections, and other elements that needed cleaning up. We were also grateful to our friends at APM Music for allowing us to use some of their songs. I've relied on them for documentaries for years, and they are an absolutely fantastic source for royalty-free music, so definitely be sure to go check them out. The further we got into our edits, we came to the realization that the jukebox was also in need of a music composer to tie everything together. So for this, we reached out to our good friend Steven Dewar after our initial cut. And Steven graciously crafted a beautiful soundtrack that adds emotional depth to the film. Steven actually collaborates with legendary composer Hans Zimmer and has worked alongside him for the past 8 years. And he's also been able to help out with some pretty cool projects along the way. We were super fortunate to have crossed paths with Steven on a documentary project years ago, and he subsequently composed a docu-series for Jeff and I that we edited. Steven's not only a remarkable talent, but he's also a wonderful person and a great friend. Each track he sent us was astonishing. Our end credits feature a song by Chad Ryan, a talented musician that I grew up with. I first heard it when he posted it online years ago, and I was moved by its meaning. And I'm so thankful he let us include it in the film. So now, after months of edits, re-edits, syncing music and visuals, it was time for sound design. Jeff and I like to capture as many sounds as possible on location, but collaborating with a professional sound designer greatly enhances the process. We were lucky to work with Matthew Victory, who has extensive experience in TV and film. We've worked with him on a handful of other projects, and he did an excellent job on this short. For color correction, we were so fortunate to have Lauren White on board. He's known for his popular music videos, as well as some of his big films. We were thrilled that he agreed to work on this with us. Color is so crucial, and me being colorblind, even attempting to color anything film related, is always a bad idea. I really need to get a pair of those colorblind sunglasses. The final step was the re-recording mix, which polishes everything from dialogue to sound effects, ensuring a seamless blend that plays well in a theater as well as at home. To do this, Brent connected us with Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California through our documentary connections. Through these connections, we actually got to work on site at Walt Disney Studios with Scott Hinckley, a renowned re-recording mixer known for his work on Saw, Ant-Man, Avengers, Endgame, and Avengers Infinity War.
You more often, like for the bringing the Foley into that, do you kind of roll it off as it comes in and out?
Anytime I've got any of these original production tracks especially that just have some noise, I mean, what I'm doing a lot of right now is, you know, a little bit ADR stuff, a little bit of reverb stuff, but a lot of it is just like, here's some fill that makes it feel a little bit more organic.
We are in Disney Studios doing the final mix of our movie, The Jukebox. Though it's a short 18-minute feature, it has so many different emotions.
Matt Victory did a really good job. Our sound mixer is a re-recording mixer. What Scott was able to do was really help it pop.
It's coming out of that. I love the change there with the audio.
Yeah, I think it's an attempt to try to make the stuff sound a little bit more like it fits in the space.
Matt did a lot of the legwork and Scott really helped bring it home. So we're really grateful that both of them were involved in this film. But it was especially cool since our session coincided with Disney's 100th anniversary, with various events taking place that day. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my career and my life, and it may be one I may never be able to replicate. A huge thank you to the amazing people at Disney, as well as Scott Hinckley. Finally, with the film completed, we began submitting to film festivals, but before it premiered, we wanted to hold a private screening for the cast, crew, friends, and loved ones in Charlotte. Jeff and I have worked on many films, but watching the Jukebox light up the big screen that night hit me in a way I'll never forget.
For everyone here behind this, it really means a lot, so. I gotta thank Jeff. Jeff made this with me on like a whim, and I'm just so grateful for this guy.
It's how you perceive this film. Even though we've lost loved ones, I feel like they're still with us. So.
It wasn't just a film for us, it was a way for Jeff to honor his mother and for me to pay tribute to my uncle. Getting to witness that on screen was more valuable than any award or festival selection. It was deeply personal and meaningful. I still get choked up every time I see the film. I'm incredibly grateful to everyone who contributed. What we created together was truly special, and every moment spent making it mattered. So if you've ever felt that quiet nudge to make a film, I encourage you to listen to it. Start with an idea, write it down, build a plan, and utilize every resource and skill set you have. You may just surprise yourself. It won't be easy, but through every high and low, you'll find something deeply rewarding. And in the end, I promise, it will all be worth it.